Hello everyone. My eyes is still red guys because I miss Sarah and I cry a lot. So for those who don't know guys why my baby is died. Andyan pa yung ano niya guys, oh. Her bed. Yan, that is Sarah guys. I put in the transparent box so that I can see her. Her box, her suction machine there. Yan, suction machine niya. I never take off guys. Sittings, the sittings is still there. Her bed. Yung last time na ginamit niya guys. Yan yung mga ano niya, yung last day na her dress, what she is using last day. I never wash. I put in the Ziploc still. So, it's, ano na, how many? 10, 11, 12, 1, 3 months. 3 months already. I'll never wash. The smell is still there. I'll put in the Ziploc. I don't want to cry. I cry already. So, sa mga hindi pa alam guys, why my baby is died. So, this is the story. And, tandaan nyo guys, remember na ang ospital na yon is, naka-assign si Sarah doon sa ospital na yon. Parang yun ang ospital talaga niya. So, alam nila about Sarah na talaga. They are aware of it, about Sarah. So, at every time talaga, at almost 1 month, 2 months, napakataas na ng 3 months na hindi siya nadadala sa ospital na yun. So, they are aware really about Sarah. So, last time na dinala ko siya, guys. Last time na dinala ko siya because she have a fever. So, I'll bring her in the hospital. And then, napakasakit na, alam mo yung she is healthy already. I'll bring her because she have a fever. Then, the finding also of the doctor is RSV Wells. Yung RSV Wells, guys, is just a kind of a fever lang. Kaso, kailangan niyang i-admit because baka pneumonia siya. Yun ang kinatatakutan ko sa kanya. Kaya, every time na may fever siya, dinadala ko kaagad sa ospital. So, ang sakit kasi, 1 week already, she is fine already. She have no more fever already. And RSV Wells also is not there already. She is waiting for the discharge only. But, while she is waiting in the discharge, I don't know also, 1 week already she is fine, but the doctor is not, you know, she's not giving me a schedule about the meeting. Kasi may ano siya guys, may visiting nurse siya sa bahay. So, kailangan yung mga visiting nurse sa bahay, need to yung mag-meeting kami kung ano yung kakainin niya, sino yung schedule, tama ba yung schedule pagpunta sa bahay, ganon. Tapos hindi pa sila nag-aano ng schedule kung kailan. Tapos habang nagwe-waiting si baby sa kanyang discharge, she take off the tube in her neck. Kaya yun ang dahilan kung bakit siya namatay. And you know, the problem is, the nurse they are aware already that my baby will take off the tube in her neck. Tapos, hindi pa rin nila tiningnan, di ba, na hindi nila laging chinecheck kung andyan ba yung tube or wala ba yung tube. Kaya napakasakit na wala na siyang sakit, wala na siyang nalagnat, she is ready to go home na, and then she will die. She died, right? It's okay if she is, you know, she is sick or what. But she is, the time that she is healthy, she have no more fevers. kung tiningnan lang siya ng nurse, if the nurse is check her properly, when she take off the tube in her neck, dapat na nakita siya ng nurse. They know that she have no monitor kasi daw pag may monitor daw siya, piniplay daw niya yung monitor, kinakagat niya. Kaya it's dangerous daw to have monitor. So they take off the monitor. But they know that she have no monitor and she will take off the tube in her neck. The nurse is yung explanation nila, guys. 4 AM Sarah is wake up. And then 7 AM see Sarah lying down, but the nurses decided only that she is just sleeping, na hindi man lang tiningnan if the tube is still there. And then she just go and bring the food. And then while she bring the food, she sees Sarah is lying down. So she go again and put the food in the, she just put the food in Sarah's bed. And then she go again. And then she come back after, she left Sarah 14 minutes. That is their explanation. But I know it's more than 10 minutes because the damage, the Sarah's brain damage is severe. Tapos, ayun, pinump nila yung heart ni Sarah. Ayun nga, bumalik na, and then, after that, she is comatose for 7 months. Pero, tinransfer nila doon sa, tinransfer nila sa ibang ospital. Which is, yung hospital na yun, is same branch lang din ng ospital na nangyari yung, saan nangyari yung ni Sarah, kung saan nangyari yung, binunot niya yung tube. Tapos, sa 7 months niyang andun siya sa ospital, alam nila na bakit dinala si Sarah doon, but yung pagtrato nila kay Sarah, pag binisita ko doon, alam mo yung ang dumi-dumi, yung ilong, nadadry na yung sipon sa ilong, yung laway niya, hindi nila sinasaksyon. Yung laway, alam mo yung umaapaw na yung laway sa bibig. Namumuti na yung laway dahil hindi siguro kinikare yung yung bibig niya sa loob. Kaya 2 beses akong nagalit doon. Talagang nagwala ako. Sabi ko, ang dudugyot nyo. Sabi, grabe kayo. Hindi kayo naawa sa bata. Sabi ko, kung gano'n. Kung kayo kaya kung kayo kaya ganyan ang mukha, kaya nyong lumabas, hindi kayo nandidiri. Sabi nila, oo nga. Sabi ko nga, oo nga, dyan ayo. Sabi ko gano'n. Kung ayaw nyo, di wag nyo rin gawin sa anak ko. Sabi ko gano'n. Talagang nagwala ako. Tapos, ayun pa rin, kahit na nagwala nang akong ganun pa rin, nakikita ko pa rin na madumi yung baby ko. So, ayun na lang, ginawa ko na lang, nag-take ng picture na lang, nagpicture na lang ako. Kasi sinampahan namin sila ng kaso, guys. Still on processing now. We file a case for them. Still on processing. So, hindi ko mabanggit yung pangalan ng ospital kung saan nangyari. Kasi we're still in processing. Tapos last day nung talagang wala na siya. Kasi 3 days before she died, she is waiting. Kaya sabi ko, it's not normal pag nagsiswaiting si Sarah kasi there is something wrong with her. So sinabi ko sa doktor sabi ko sa nurse sabihin mo sa doktor na i-check up si Sarah kasi parang iba, sabi kong ganun. Sabi ng nurse, di pinumunta ang nurse doon sa doktor, in-explain daw ng doktor na kaya siya pinapawisan kasi binigyan nila ng milk si Sarah, and then siguro yung katawan niya nag doing best para ma-digest yung milk. Kaya pinapawisan siya, tapos yung heartbeat niya medyo malakas. At that time kasi, nung bago siya namatay, 148 yung heartbeat niya. Tapos, so, yun din, 3 days before, 100, more than 100 yung heartbeat niya. Na lagi namang 100, 90. Kaya sabi ko, it's not normal. Sabi ko, pumunta na yung doktor, sabi nung doktor na, inano lang niya, yung, alam mo yung pinapakinggan lang, yung, may ganyan ako dito eh. Ayun, yun. Yung paang ano sa liig, tapos ganun, pinapakinggan niya yung heartbeat, tapos yung chan. Sabi niya, it's, ano lang okay, kasi malakas yung heartbeat niya. Nothing problem. Tapos kaka-check up lang daw nila before, I think 3 to 4 days before. Tapos sabi niya, hindi yan magbabago yung result. So, I told him also na, how if that is not the reason? So, I want you to check. Sabi niya, no, the result will not change right away. Kaya sabi niya, when I check up Sarah now, Sarah will be pain only. So, para din sa akin, sabi ko, sige na nga. Pero, I'm thinking, my mind is, okay, tomorrow, if Sarah is still, because I visit her every day. If tomorrow, if Sarah is still waiting, so I will force the doctor na to check her up. So, when I'm go home, kasi I need to go home na, supposed to be I will go home for 4 p.m. Pero she is not normal. I felt that she is not normal. So, nagstay ako doon hanggang 6 p.m. So, 6 p.m., pag uwi ko nga, tumawag ako sa father ni Sarah. Sabi ko, bakit? Kasi siya yung naghahawak ng kaso namin sa mga lawyer. So, I called to his father. Sabi ko, I felt Sarah is not normal, but I asked the doctor to check up, but they ignore me. Sabi niya ganun, really? Okay, tomorrow also I will go there. Sabi niya ganun. So, if Sarah is still waiting, we'll let the doctor check up. Sabi din ng father niya. So, when I arrived na sa house, after 2 hours, it's 8 p.m. Ang lakas ng, guys, ang lakas ng, alam mo yun, ang lakas ng lindol. Not lindol, yung kulog, ang lakas ng kulog. Ang kidlat, parang bumagsak sa kabilang building. Yun pala yung time na nawala na siya ng heartbeat talaga. Nag-stop na yung heartbeat niya. So, tumawag yung doktor sa akin na nag-stop yung heartbeat. Sabi ko, bakit? Kasi sabi ng doktor, talagang pinag-ano niya sa akin, pinagdidiinan niya na it's fine, nothing problem. Sabi niya ganun. Kaya pumunta ako doon. Pagdating ko talagang kinalabog ko yung door. Sabi ko, open the door. Tapos, yun, sinalubong ako ng doktor. Sabi niya ganun, huminahon ka. Sabi ko, hinahon ako. Di ba sabi mo kanina, it's fine. Tapos, ano ngayon nangyari? 2 hours lang, nag-stop. Saan yung sabi mong fine? Kaya, yun. Kaya we're still, alam mo yung, napaka-imposible guys, na nag-stop yung heart ni Sarah within 2 hours. Kaso lang, sabi ng lawyer namin na pa-autopsy namin si Sarah. Pero sabi ko, no, it's fine. Wag na kasi for almost 2 years na life ni Sarah, she suffered a lot already. She in pain a lot already. So, sabi ko, it's fine. Ayoko nang ipa-autopsy kasi pag pina-autopsy ko, they will open the body of Sarah again. So I said, it's fine, it's okay. I let God decide about our case, about sa kaso namin. Kaya yun. Nagising na si Yukong. Kaya yun, pinabayaan ko na lang. And I don't know guys, ang dami ko nakitang namatay kasi nagtrabaho din ako sa caregiver, mga matatanda. Tapos nag-ask din ako sa mga nurses na nagki-care ng mga bata. Sabi ko, ganyan ba ang mga baby pag namatay? 5 days na si Sarah, pero pulang-pula pa yung face niya. Sabi nila, no. Sabi niya, dapat maputla, yellow. Sabi ko, hindi. Tingnan, pinakita ko nga yung pictures. Sabi niya ng nurse na nagtitake her sa kanya, wow, she is so great. Sabi niya, grabe, napakalakas, napaka-strong, napaka-special ng babyng pinanganak mo. Sabi niya, I heard the story after na nag-stop yung heartbeat niya. Akala nila, wala na, na talaga, mawawala ka agad. So, pero bumalik pa, and then nagstay ng 7 months, and then I tell the story na, yung nagpray ako, nagsabi ako kay Sarah na, Sarah, nag-give up ako, sabi ko, Sarah, if you want to go na, you can go. Pero nung time na yun, bago ako umuwi, bago ko siya iniwan, nagbigay siya ng sign na, kasi ako ang naghuhugas ng mata niya always, diba? Bago ako umalis, kiniklin ko siya lahat, guys, kiniklin ko lahat. Tinututbrushan ko siya, tapos yung mata niya nilalagyan ko ng IMO. So, nililinisan ko. Then, before I left her, nakita akong first time na nag-close yung what do you call that? Yung sa mata, yung eyeball ba yan? Or, I don't know what you call that. Yung black na center sa mata natin. Open na yan eh. Open na sana. Then, bago ako umuwi, nag-close siya. Sabi ko, oh my God, sabi ko, nag-pray ako na go na, Sarah. Pero, parang, Mama, I'm still here. Parang ganun. Kaya sabi ko. Tapos, after, I think May, that is May, I think. Tapos, June is my birthday. Nag-pray na naman ako. Sabi ko, Sarah, Lord, gisingin mo na si Sarah, Lord. Sabi ko gano'n. Pero hindi man niya ginising, pero nagpakita si Sarah ng alam mo yung, huminga siya sa sarili niya. Nakita sa machine habang siguro 2 p.m. siguro, I'm there. Andun yung nurse, tapos nakita ko yung machine na nag-show na humihinga siya. Kaya sabi ko sa nurse, humihinga siya, di ba? Sabi niya, oo nga, tinawag na yung doktor, chinek nila kung huminga ba talaga. Huminga nga siya, kaya, ng doktor, yung, the doctor let her, to let her na huminga mag-isa. Kaso lang pinapawisan siya, kaya tinanggal nila rin, binalik nila na sabi nila, wag nilang pilitin si Serang maghinga. Hintayin nilang maging okay na lahat kasi parang pinapawisan siya. Kaya, tapos yung blood pressure niya tumaas. Kaya sabi nila, wag nating pilitin ang katawan ni Sarah na bumalik sa ganun. Kaya yun. Pero sinampahan namin sila ng kaso, guys. Ang daming una pa lang, diba? Tapos hanggang sa katapusan sa 7 months ni Sarah, they don't take care, Sarah. Kaya don't trust. I trust too much Japanese people. I can't imagine that they can do this. And this is happened because I let them do also. Because I trust them. Kung alam ko lang, guys, if I know that it will happen to my baby, nung time na she have no fever already, she is fine already, no virus, no RSV virus already, dapat inuwi ko na, hindi ko na hinintay yung meeting na sinasabi nilang ganun. Pero wala na, nangyari na. But I know Sarah is in heaven already. She is angel there. But nakakamiss nakakamiss. Tapos alam mo yung hindi ka pa satisfied for being a mother, because I want that to serve her as a mother. Kasi ang dami pang pagkukulang. Gusto ko pang Gusto ko pang lutuan siya ng pagkain. Dalhin sa kuin. No, turuan siyang maglakad. Turuan siyang magsalita. Ayun. Kaya parang, alam mo yung parang nanghihinayang ka being a mother. Na a lot of things na hindi mo nagawa sa kanya being a mother. Kasi she's almost in the hospital, guys. She's almost there. Almost in a 1 month, I bring her there. 2 months, after 2 months, I'll bring her back there in the hospital. And she will stay 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like that. Napakataas na hindi ko siya madala sa hospital ng 3 months. Kaya, her life, his 2 years life is almost in the hospital. Doon siya minsan mag-Christmas. Ayun. She's fighting a lot. She's doing a lot. Even she have a Down syndrome. Alam mo, if you can see my videos there, she's super trying hard. I teach him how to clap. Then she is watching my eyes also. She's doing also. And she's starting to stand up na. Makulit na siya. Kaso lang, because of the nurse negligence, all of her future nawala. That is the sad story of my baby, guys. Kaya, the lesson, don't trust. Don't trust. And si Sarah. Ayan, guys, yung I always playing her, this one. I say good night to her, good morning to her. This one, she's there. Ayan. She's inside in the box. I'll transfer in the transparent glass so that I can see her. Ayan yung mga favorite hair clip. Nilagay ko dyan. This is her last, last smile to me. Last day. Ay, nalaglag. That is her last smile. May Christmas gift to her, oh. This is the last smile niya, guys. Siya? April 4, 2 p.m. Nag-bye-bye ako sa kanya. And then after tomorrow, after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, after 6 hours, wala na. This is her smile 6 hours before.